Good afternoon. Thank you for being here. Thank you to the audience, both online and live audience, and to the speakers and moderators that agreed to be here with us today. My name is Vitor Bernardo. Together with me is Xavier Lareo. We're both from the European Data Protection Supervisor. We'll be leading you, accompanying you through this exploration that we're trying to do today on explainable AI. Hey, sorry. Okay, had a small technical issue there. So we're having this event in hybrid format, which means there's a live audience here and online attendance. I would, for the sake of housekeeping, I would ask for the online participants to make sure that their mics are off when they're not intervening. And of course, you can decide to keep your camera on or off. But beware that this event is being recorded right now. So we recommend you to, if for the sake of your privacy, to keep your cameras off. You can use the button on the bottom of the screen, which says stop video for that. The structure of this event will be we'll have 3 panels, each one having 3 panelists speaking for roughly 10 minutes each. And at the end of each segment, we'll have a Q&A of 15 minutes. Both the audience in the room and online is invited to make questions to address to the panelists. I guess that's all from my side. I would now like to pass the floor to the EDPS director, Mr. Leonardo Cervera Navas. Let me just quickly introduce him. Leonardo Navas is the director of the European Data Protection Supervisor. He has worked on the EU institutions since 1999 and was appointed director of the EDPS in 2018. As head of the Secretariat, he's a member of the Management Board of the EDPS. He's responsible for advising on data protection law and policy, and he is in charge of the coordination and implementation of the strategies and policies of the institution. So I would like to call him. Yep.
Thank you, Vitor. Welcome, everyone. Good afternoon, people here physically present and people in the cyberspace. How many people we got in the cyberspace, Javier? 100? Oh, not bad, not bad. So thank you very much for being here. I don't know if you all know that the EDPS has been proposed by the European Commission as the next regulator on AI for the EU institutions and bodies, which is something that is super, super exciting for us, because for someone like me, who have been working on data protection for almost 25 years, this gives me now the opportunity to do something else, to learn new things. And that's why I was so happy when Luis Velasco told me that they were thinking of organizing this IPEN event on explainable AI, because that gives me the opportunity to start learning a few things about AI and moving on with these new topics. So this is what we are going to do today. It's a fascinating topic, explainable artificial intelligence, and which is essential as a way to counterbalance the transformative power that AI is probably having in the coming years. So we need to make sure that our democracies, our public, do not see AI like black boxes, because it's some kind of technological totalitarianism that is going to push back against what otherwise could be potential progress for humankind. So this thing of explainable AI, I think, is going to give a lot of legitimacy and trust to everything else that will be done in terms of AI regulation. And we think that it's going to be essential to ensure a real
Sì,
success
grazie.
of AI in areas such as healthcare, finance, and transportation, just to mention some examples. If you think about AI on health, it is pretty obvious that the doctors who have the lives of their patients in their hands need to understand what the machine is doing. So the doctors will not be computer engineers, so there must be a way to explain to them how these new tools that they are given are helping them to cure patients. So this is, in my view, a condition sine qua non for the success of AI in healthcare, for example. When you think of on the field of finance, which is less human, let's say, is much more about money, but there you will have a lot of AI tools that will help to make financial markets much more secure, reliable, control. AI tools used for anti-money laundering, for transaction data analysis, fraud detection, authentication. All these things are great, but still the, the people, the public, will need to understand what kind of things these financial markets are doing with this machine. So if this is not explained properly, once again, there is doubts that this will take up in the way that it should. And going a little bit back to our roots as human beings, because this is what brings us all here, our interest, deep interest on how human beings and technology should interact. The truth is that humans, we are extremely curious creatures. So we really want to know, even since we are 2, 3 years old of age, we really want to understand how things work. So I don't know if you experience this magical moment when your kid or your nephew wakes up to some kind of intelligence and natural intelligence, and then start asking you all the time, but why, but why, but why? It's a magical moment where the kid is asking, why is raining? Why the train is stopping? So this is part of our human nature. So we really, at all moments in our life, we really need to understand why the world around us is working in the way it works. And artificial intelligence cannot be an exception. So we have to respond from explainable AI to these human concerns. Otherwise, the system will fail. Now, moving to the closer field of data protection, there is a famous quote attributed to Albert Einstein that he said, if you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. And I think this is crucial for AI. So this also links with the pillars of our discipline in data protection, which are transparency and accountability. So if the system is not transparent enough for the public and for the auditors, it's not going to work. But transparent doesn't mean necessarily meaningful to everybody, because there are some things that people will never be able to understand. It will have to be meaningful sometimes only for the experts. I think there's a famous quote from my boss, Wojciech Wiewerowski, who said, I think it was in an interview in El País, that you don't really need to understand how planes fly, but you just need to, to fly safe. And indeed, I think humankind has not yet understood properly how telephony works. I mean, for me, it's still some kind of mystery how you put one person speaking here and then the voice is reproduced at the other side. So if humankind has not been able to understand properly telephony, let's imagine the difficulties they will experience with deep learning AI. So there must be an effort to translate all these things in transparent ways and also to honor the principle of accountability, which was first introduced with the GDPR and is now making its way to the field of AI. Now, explainability is tricky because there will never be a single way to explain something that is understood by everybody around the globe, because there will always be filters, cultural filters, um, knowledge filters. So something that might be considered as a good explanation in European Union might not be good in Korea, right? So explainability has to probably be done in different ways, and cannot be too detailed or cumbersome, because otherwise human mind is not able to grasp it. Also, explainability sometimes cannot be too transparent, because then people could use this information to exploit the vulnerabilities of the system, or extract sensitive information that, that was not the purpose of explainable AI, to make the system vulnerable. So these are some, as a way of kick off the discussions, some of the topics that our experts today will be discussing, those who are here present and those who will be joining us online, for sharing with us so generously their research, their inputs. We will be listening very carefully to all the things that will be said. And then we will use it for our own policy making from the EDPS. Thank you very much as well to ENISA and to the National Institute for Research in Digital Science and Technology, INRIA, for hosting us today. Thank you, all of you, for making this event possible, because a discussion without audience is impossible. And please do engage with our speakers. Challenge their assumptions. Ask for evidence. This is the only way. I am scientific from the human side, as a lawyer, but the way that science is done is always by challenging every assumption and to ask for evidence. So please do that today, not to be disrespectful with our speakers, of course, but to create science, because this is the only way to advance. And then I apologize. I have to speak in another conference in 30 minutes. This time is addressing some researches on European health data space. So I'm very sorry I will have to leave, but I will be back and I will be listening very carefully to what you're saying. And then I will talk to you again at the concluding remarks. So thank you very much and good luck with the day.